Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel. You got your boys here, Laddie and Bert. The Dividend Diplomats. Happy New Year's, everybody. It is New Year's Eve, December 31st, when we are releasing this video. So we're going to end this year in style. In today's video, we're going to talk to all of you about our 5 largest investing stories of 2024 and share our thoughts about them now that 12 months have passed. We're going to close the book on 24 and open up that calendar for 2025.
Oh, yeah, guys, before we dive into these 5 amazing stories in 2024, hit that subscribe button. Give us a nice thumbs up, guys. It takes 2 seconds. We've been putting videos out here for 4.5 years. We've been online with our presence for quite literally since, we've been going over 10 years plus strong now, guys. Going into 2025, we can't wait. Here are some big investing stories of 2024.
That's right. So everybody here, let's kick this one off in style. We're going to start first with...
Yeah, let's get the elephant out of the room, right?
Yeah, Bitcoin. Is it ticker symbol BTC or is it?
BTC.
BTC. It's funny saying ticker symbol for the coins. Look, I don't care what anybody says. Bitcoin has to be the story of 2024 from an investing standpoint. Starts the year around 40,000, hovering between 40, 44,000 for the longest time, bopping up, bobbing down. Election comes and it just takes off lately. Bitcoin mania hits, it climbs 85 to 90 to 95. Then it just breaks through 100,000, peaks at 108 before dropping back down to 93,000, where it is at the time of the video.
Yeah, right now it's at 93,000, guys. And, we put out a couple Bitcoin videos. Yeah. It's been amazing to see the ride up. It's always fun to see, the economics to it all as well. So keep learning about Bitcoin and, we might feature it here and there on the channel because it's an integral part to everybody's personal finance journey at this point.
Yes, and you have to. And when you have companies like MicroStrategy that are just ballooning 300% overnight because they're new aggressive, give convertible notes, no interest rate, huge conversion later on in the year to buy Bitcoin now. It's a major story. You have governments talking about making strategic reserves with Bitcoin. So this isn't going anywhere, whether it pays a dividend or doesn't pay a dividend. We are investors through and through, and we have to pay attention to Bitcoin. And it has earned its right to be talked about by a lot of people based on the performance in 2020.
The question now that everybody will be asking is can Bitcoin get to those new heights after the $108,000 high that they hit? Can they get to the 150, to the 200? To the 1 or 13 million per Bitcoin that, Michael Saylor and others have been saying, guys. So again, here we are in December of 2024. We might have to look back at this video 3, 6, 12 months from now.
Yeah, we will. We'll give updates every once in a while, as you said, Lanny. So story number 1 was Bitcoin above 100,000. Number 2, very similar idea, right? Lanny, January 1st, 2024. If I were to tell you the S&P 500 was going to cross 6,000 and hang comfortably over 6,000 for a while, where would you have put the odds?
Probably greater than 50%, only because I've done the analysis and there was over a 50% chance that the S&P 500 would return over 20%. Again, there was some statistic I did on this at one point in time. But yeah, I probably would have said 51% chance.
I would have been much more bearish. I would have said 25%, just thinking something was going to give when we come back to our next story. So pay attention to number 3 here. It's crazy to me that this market continues to climb. And it's led by, there's such a heavy tech presence now in the S&P 500, Lanny.
Yes.
The tech sector cannot stop. That, like the Big 7, Mag 7 can't slow down, propping up that S&P 500 to new heights time and time again.
It does not seem like AI is going anywhere. And if anything, if you start introducing AI and the similar facet, that's what been propping the stocks up when you think of Microsoft, obviously NVIDIA, and all the other tech stocks in the game. So
yeah, investing story number 2, the S&P 500, it's come back down, obviously. So we'll see where it goes in 2025. Number 3, the reason why I wasn't so optimistic the S&P 500 was going to cross 6,000, Lanny, is because the Fed, Mr. Jerome Powell, had quite a noisy 2024. The Fed decided to jump in this year. They cut rates 3 different occasions. They had a huge, better than expectations, 50 basis point cut here in September, another 25 basis points in November, and another 25 basis points there in December. So 100 basis points total in 2024. But what was interesting, Lanny, what was very interesting with the Fed is it wasn't about what they did in 2024. It's about what inflation did in Q4 and how that impacted 2025. Do you want to shed a little light there on that, Lanny?
Yeah, right now there's some, not to say words, bearish signals on the Fed rate cuts. The analyst right now and projections are we might only see 2 rate cuts in 2025. And that's what's really bringing the market down, as we are expecting 3, 4, 5 rate cuts in 2025, really getting that baseline Fed funds rate down. When the Fed fund rates go down, just remember borrowing costs go down. You can borrow to grow a little bit easier, and it gives the consumer a little bit more money to spend because their auto loans, personal loans, they're saving some money on that so that they can spend elsewhere, aka increasing revenue and earnings in companies' financial performance.
That's right. So obviously the Fed, the different rate cuts, their strategy was a huge story in 2024, and it's going to be in 2025. You can't get away from the Fed right now. Much like you can't escape Bitcoin, you can't escape the S&P 500 hitting records.
You can't escape the Fed.
Yes, that's right. Number 4, I don't think we're going to be able to escape again next year either. This AI boom, Lanny. The AI boom.
Boom. Yep. We teased it in step number 2 here, story number 2, but the AI boom is causing all companies to knee-jerk react to adopt all these AI policies. Again, AI, artificial intelligence. NVIDIA has been the clear winner right here with the dominant market share in that space.
While NVIDIA's up 184%, but now you're starting to see all the other companies follow suit. What is it? Is it Palantir? Palantir? I don't know how you actually pronounce the company's name. Whatever it is, I don't care. They're AI,
guys.
Yeah, they're AI data analytics. They're up 376%. My God, Lanny, even IBM, who's consulting with AI, is still hanging in the 220. So it's only like 30%. But for IBM, that's insane. AI ain't going anywhere. If anything, we're trying to figure out 2024 is helping shake out some of the winners, some of the losers, and what's going to be an exciting race in 2025.
In the words of Ace Ventura, Lahu is her, guys. So number 5 here, the big story, number 5, was also a year of the massive mergers and acquisition.
You're right, Lanny. The mergers and acquisitions were huge. And here are just some 3 of the larger deals that just caught everybody's attention. You might have forgotten about some of them because a lot of them were earlier in the year.
Yeah, especially the first one.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about it. Capital One is going to acquire Discover in a $35 billion deal. So you're taking massive online bank, massive credit card with Discover, massive credit card, not quite as great of an online bank. Merge them together to see, can you compete with Visa? Can you compete with MasterCard? They're bringing the card network in with the card producer and 2 of the best at it. So it's going to create a mega bank, and it's going to be fun to see how these 2 piece themselves together.
A lot of consumer debt there, a lot of credit card portfolios there are going to be added to the Capital One balance sheet. I know, Bert, you're a holder of Discover Financial. We are too, in my wife's account. So
yeah,
we love that when that happens. Then we're going to have a fun, unique problem. Do we keep Capital One stock, or do we go and just take the proceeds like we did with WestRock and pivot elsewhere?
Yeah, that one will be a much more fascinating one. Another piece, ExxonMobil acquires Pioneer Resources for a 60.
Could be a good one to offset against some para losses probably in 2025.
You're right. That's absolutely right. It just depends how you feel about the banking. Exxon acquires Pioneer Resources for $60 billion, and what could be.
But you're going to get hit with the capital gain, right, at some point, or is it just are they doing a tax?
No, that's actually a good question. I don't know how the taxes are going to work.
Look at that. Possibly a next video.
Yeah, the video that everybody's wanted to know, the tax implications of the Capital One Discover merger. But that would get what, 200 views?
300 views.
You scroll right past that one on your scroll right by that one in your feed. All right, Johnson & Johnson, after Exxon acquires Shockwave Medical for $13 billion, they're making a move into cardiovascular. Again, we're not going to go into the same details we did with Capital One Discover, but these are 3 massive moves. Companies are moving and they are grooving, and I don't think mergers are going to slow down in 2025, Lanny. I think if anything, it's going to go in the other direction. I think we're going to see a lot of consolidation in a lot of different sectors, especially if debt gets cheaper.
I agree because there are a lot of companies that aren't surviving here. Just look at the bankruptcy and closures of companies across the board. So I think you're going to find out a lot of assets for cheap, such as an Intel, such as a Walgreens, such as a Leggett and Plot. There could be, some inexpensive big merger targets that could, be had here in 2025.
Sorry, everybody. There are 5 videos. Bitcoin our 5 stories: Bitcoin above 100, S&P 500 crosses 6,000, Fed finally cutting rates 100 basis points in 2024, the AI boom, and the massive mergers and acquisitions. Obviously, this wasn't everything. We could have talked about a lot more. So let us know in the comment section, what were your favorite stories of 2024 that we had not featured, or let us know your take on the 5 that were featured in today's video.
Let us know what of these 5 stories are impacting your investing in 2025, guys. Like this video, definitely subscribe to this channel. If not, we got one thing to tell you, because you're either with us or you're against us, Jack. That was Bert and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.